Well, welcome to the Stone Roadie podcast. It's the one you don't want to miss. It stars Craig Reed, the Stone Roadie, and Griff, the rocket scientist. Let's not forget Kathy Godsey and all the old friends that come along. Lord, we'll be talking Skynyrd and leaving you with a song.
Everybody, time to rise and shine. I'm Shelby Barrett, the Stoned for the Stoned Roadie Show, and it's time to wake and bake with Craig Reed and Griff Martin.
All right. The Stoned Roadie Show, podcast 166. Wake and Bake the Morning Buzz episode number 48. Action.
Oh.
All right, then. It's time to rock.
Yeah. Okay.
And looky here. I see y'all out there. Yeah. My name's Craig Reed, a.k.a. the Stoned Roadie. And also known as the world's most famous roadie since the dinosaur, deemed by my Facebook followers, who kind of gave me that illustrious title, and which I proudly wear. And and this is my co-host, the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. And what the heck we gonna talk about here this Friday morning at 6 a.m. for these folks driving to work, maybe there, Griff?
Yeah, Craig, you said you got some people haggling over some of those shirts that your nephew got from the intervention house that Billy Powell went to.
Yeah, it's not only that. Before we go into that, George's lawn service from last week. You know, we kind of say, you know, we pick a winner on here for the drawing, but you got to watch the podcast, and then you got to get a hold of me, and then you got to give me your mailing address before I can send you anything. And if you don't do that, you will not go past go, and you will not receive your gifts. So, and also, Latonia Burton, last week, number 98. Likewise, I'm sure you gotta write me an email to the Stoned Roadie, not just Stoned Roadie. You got to put in there, the Stoned Roadie at gmail.com. And you got to say, hey, I'm Latonia, the Burton, number 98, and I won the drawing last week. And then the week before, you got to go, hey, I'm George's lawn service. So I'm number 80, and I won the week before, and then you got to give me your address, and then I'll send you your prizes, because I'm going to send out Mike Stolling's number 79. He won the first drawing, but then we kind of goofed up and we gave one to Wheelchair Chuck, because he was he was number 77. Mike was number 79 and Chuck was number 77. We were talking about 77 might win, and then I goofed up and said 77 was the winner. So we just gave Wheelchair Chuck the prize too. But he's become kind of a celebrity on here. Yeah, Dave the Disciple. He's kind of grown fond of Wheelchair Chuck and been sending him stuff. And I got a proposal today from my friend, Warren, is that your name? Yeah, I forget. I'm horrible with people's names. But yeah, he's an official up at Dragway 42. And last year I went up there and I announced the Mr. Breeze, the band Mr. Breeze up there played at Dragway 42 at this rock thing going on. So he called me today and he goes, man, I'm an official up there at that Dragway 42, for that rock thing, because if you and Wheelchair Chuck want to go up there and do a drag race and we'll start you with the Christmas tree lights and everything, we can make that happen. But I said, I just happened. I haven't even talked to Wheelchair Chuck about it. So, hey, Wheelchair Chuck, once you're watching this show, now you know. But I said, I don't know if Wheelchair Chuck was to come this way. I was trying to get him to, maybe we could go up to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and have a wheelchair race, but have more of an obstacle course type thing. I don't really want to do kind of a drag race, and we wouldn't do more than 100 feet maybe. But yeah, they want to advertise and everything. Be kind of funny, but. Yeah, there you go, Wheelchair Chuck. If you want to do it, it can be did,
He says he's into it. As far as anything you want to do, so I don't see why he would not do it.
Well, the deal's on the table for July. If you want to have a wheelchair chase at Dragway 42, yeah, we can make it happen. But
are you going to wheelie the whole way?
You know what? I think we're going to have to set up cones and then make, take off from the Christmas tree and then make a turn to the right and then a turn back to the left and then make a little circle and then, make it so we're right there at the, we don't go too far, I don't know.
I told Wheelchair Chuck that I'd get Automotive to videotape that, and he said, no, you got to be there, Griff. So I guess I'll have to figure out a way to get up there then. And while I got it on my notes, I'm taking notes now. I'm trying to get better at this. We talked last week, about. I'm just shocked that the Stone Roadie show people are like addicted to it. They say so. They say, and there's a lot of them too. But I got some pretty respectable people that say, "Man, I don't know why. I just like to watch you and Griff." They think we're funny or something. I don't know. We got some kind of a niche. So, but didn't you say somebody's like? Getting unsubscribed and they're having to resubscribe?
That's where I was just headed with this conversation.
Oh.
But somebody told me today that they had to resubscribe like 3 times here. He said, I think I know what's wrong with your subscriptions. They're dropping your subscriptions so they don't have to pay you, or something. But somebody else told me that they had to. They noticed that they had to resubscribe. So yeah, if you think you're subscribed, just look down there and see if it says subscribed or subscribe. I don't know what it says, but yeah, might have to resubscribe. I don't know, but yeah, we'd appreciate it, and I'm sure the Forgotten Survivors would too. But since we're talking about Forgotten Survivors, we did get a couple of donations in here just yesterday, and let me see here. They're stuck together. Yeah, Alan Rosemere. Yeah. And he also wrote a little note. He donated $100 to the Survivors Fund, and he said, "Dear Craig, thank you, love you. Please more Mike Estes, more Joe Crimp, and more On the Road with Griff Martin. Please send me a sticker." I enclosed the envelope. Alan. And his number is number 57 in the drawing. Yeah, Alan Rosemere sent in $100. And Tom Bazinet sent in $25 for a sticker. And he also wants to get a number for the drawing. So, Tom, if you're watching, Your number is 155. So there you go, Tom. I'm going to send you a sticker, and your number is number 155. You're all the way at the other end of the spectrum, but it don't matter what number you have. You're in that jar, and when they get shook like they do, you're just a number in there. It don't really matter if you're one or whatever, but we've been getting, it's weird, we get numbers all in the middle, 77, 79, 80, 98, yeah.
But if you win, you better claim your prize.
Yeah, you got to claim your prize. Yeah, so yeah, we'll repeat ourselves here. Georgia's Lawn Service, number 80. You got to write me to the Stone Roadie Show and give me the Stone Roadie at gmail.com. And Latonia Burton, number 98. You won last week, and you got to email me at thestoneroadie at gmail.com and email me your address so I can send you your prize. So there you go.
Yeah, and as far as that on the road with Griff Martin, that might be happening the end of this week if I get through this crud that I got. Gene is gonna hook up with me, and I'm gonna videotape him, and if I can get to see so I'm hoping that'll happen this Friday, maybe.
But your question about the T-shirts, yes, we did get some offers on those T-shirts. Now, my nephew Ed Volk, he donated the Billy Powell T-shirt, and we got a kind of a combo bid on that. Jam and Jeff, he bid 100. He bid the first bid last week for $115 for that shirt on the for the Ed King shirt. Yeah, and he wants to go by Captain Jammer. He wants his handle to be on the Stone Roadie code. Captain Jammer bid $115 for the Ed King signature shirt. Well, you got outbid there.
You got jammed.
Yeah, you got jammed there, Captain Jammer. Yeah, John Hartline bid $250 for the Ed King shirt. Well, he bid $500 for both my nephew Ed Volk donated the shirt where Billy Powell went to the rehab center out there in California. My nephew worked out there, and one of the people that worked out there when Billy was there signed a couple of things, and they wanted to donate something to the survivors fund. So John Hartline, he wanted to bid $500. His wife really wants the Billy Powell shirt pretty bad, and then he wants the Ed King shirt. And his name's Jon, and we have that vest that's JOE. It's real close. That's a nice vest. It's too bad his name's not Joe and not John. He could get the vest too, but anyways, yeah. So I told him I couldn't confirm the deal. I'd have to announce it on the Stone Roadie Show and see if anybody wanted to bid any higher than that. But that sounds like a pretty substantial bid on that. But we'll check it out on Friday and let John know if what we're going to do about that 500.
Yeah, and
offer.
Craig, you could put a letter of authenticity with that, stating that your nephew worked at the rehab center where Billy was.
I could do that.
Yeah. How cool is it that it's a rehab shirt?
Yeah. When Billy was out there at the rehab,
Yeah.
I can. Matter of fact, I can maybe uh, get something from my nephew and get him to authenticate it too.
Like a brochure.
Yeah, so to them document something, whoever he gave it to or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that would
We
be
can work
cool.
out something.
That would be very collectible.
Oh yeah.
Just
That'd
show
be
the
pretty cool.
dysfunction of the guys in the band, which
Um,
and you even went to rehab with Billy before, didn't you?
no, I went to rehab. I just went to a place here in Akron for about 6 weeks, and
I wonder if that rehab that Billy went to was during that time. I think there was a concert where Billy wasn't playing piano, um, and it was in black and white. I think that was 75. You remember that where Billy wasn't playing, and you said you thought it was because he was in rehab?
no, he was in jail.
Oh, he was in jail. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was in jail.
What the heck
He,
did he do?
I don't know, Matt. I don't remember. One time he was in jail, and he would go to jail and he'd take a book with him, and he was putting quaaludes in the binder of the book. And he'd go to jail in there, and he would just be all looted out the whole time he was in there. And I so the last time he went in there, they searched the binding of that book and caught him introducing drugs into a federal facility, and it's pretty heavy charge. Yeah.
So instead of having somebody give him a cake with a file in it, he
Oh,
wanted
he
a
just
book with
stayed.
some
He stayed
nudes.
he just stayed in there all for I don't know 10 days at a time or whatever, all looted out. But they caught him on the last time.
See, and Craig just thought of that. We've never heard of that before. So that's how skinformation gets jarred loose out of the brain of the stoned roadie. It just
Well, he hit a state highway patrolman's wife head on one time. Yeah, well, he lost his license forever. But then he was able to get his license back, and for some reason he didn't even want to get him back. I guess he became used to being chauffeured around. But I let him drive the '32 Plymouth Coupe around. His he lived in a what do you call it? Homeowners Association, HOA, yeah, whatever that is. But I let him drive it around in there for a little bit. That's the only time he'd probably drove for years and years and years.
I remember Gene telling me that he used to see him walking down the sidewalk in Jacksonville all the time, just because I guess he didn't have a license, maybe. But that was kind of close to right before he died. He said he seen him walking down the sidewalk. He'd say, pull up and say, "Hey, Billy, you want to ride?" I'm almost there.
Oh gosh. So
Yeah, so
Ron Luttrell, yeah, Ron Luttrell. Yeah, he had $100 bid on that T-shirt, and Ron looks like John Hartline wants to bid like 250 on that shirt. So
you want to show those shirts again? You got them handy?
yeah, I can show them. They're right here.
In case somebody wants to top those bids, not trying to knock you guys out of your high bid, but you can always bid again.
There's the Billy Powell's shirt. It's like we said before. It's kind of I guess it's supposed to be like a woman's shirt. It's got Billy's signature down there to the bottom. It's a nice shirt.
Yeah. I mean, a guy could wear it,
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's a small. This is
especially a front man of a band.
No, this is a medium, isn't it? Yeah, I think. What did I say this was before? Oh, whatever. But this here's a small, ain't it? Yeah, I think this is a small. This Bill Blast vest. Well, this hasn't had a bid on it yet. Like I said, it says to Joe there.
Yeah, we need to talk to Joe Crimp about that, because that would even fit Joe Crimp.
Yeah, probably would. Yeah,
Joe's kind of a small size guy,
and I can't remember who donated. Oh, this Ed King shirt. I was gonna have. Can you see it?
Yeah, you can see it. Didn't you say you got a bid on that too?
Yeah, $250. He
$250,
he really wanted this one. He wants this one, and his wife wants the Billy Powell shirt.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, I would say probably by the next time we come on, maybe we can go ahead and close that out. What do you think, Greg?
Yeah.
We don't get anybody else bidding on it between now
Unless
and
we get my nephew to put some kind of document of authenticity with it, and somebody wants to put in a crazy bid, But that's pretty good bid on those, yeah.
And of course, Friday we've got our next drawing.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm gonna do up those certificates because I've been thinking about redoing them. I'm just gonna, like I said before, I issued a couple of those with a document of authenticity before. I was gonna count those 1 and 2, but I'm just gonna say, well, I don't know how I'm gonna do it now. If 1 and 2 still are still number 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 haven't claimed their prize, so I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is a project in the making. This whole situation. I'm still working on a real cool document of authenticity for these things too.
Yeah, well, to hell with the people that ain't called in. Those first people need to go ahead and get their document out and get their stuff to them, and on number 1. And I got these stickers. I got to get their address so I can send those to them. And
you guys send me your address, or Mike. I got wheelchair stuck, Chuck. I probably got your address there in my Facebook stuff. You're one of my Facebook friends, I think. But yeah, send me your address.
Oh, you didn't get the address yet?
I don't know. I've got it probably. Yeah, I don't know. I got it somewhere probably, so I don't have to look for it. Just send it to me.
Well, he does have a disclaimer because he is stoned.
But no, I just want to give a shout out to Chris Mose Corelio. She's from Colorado. She commented on my thing where I was going, I'm really kind of taken back by all these positive comments about the Stone Roadie show, and I'm really puzzled why. She says that I'm a natural at podcasts, but my Facebook posts are questionable. She's pretty cool. Yeah, nice looking lady. She's very, very pretty and skinny and physically fit. So with those qualifications, you can tell she likes herself. Or she'd be fat.
Yeah, well, maybe she's offended by fat comments. She might have a fat relative or something.
She's pretty cool, in my opinion.
Yeah, you never know.
She's just one of my Facebook friends. If it wasn't for Facebook, I wouldn't be wouldn't even be doing this. I don't hardly know anybody from YouTube, but I have a lot of Facebook friends from on here.
Well, you got a lot
It's
of.
kind of the reason we started doing this, just to appease people on Facebook. They're the ones that started calling me the world's most famous roadie ever. They said, "Oh, you should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame." I said, "I'm a roadie." They said, "Well, you're the most famous roadie ever," or whatever. And I go, "Yeah, I'm the most famous roadie that ever existed since the dawn of time," and whatever. They go, "Well, you are." And so I went up there and told the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that, but they weren't very impressed. But
Well, Bad Company can't even get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they're not going to even worry about a roadie.
oh well.
There's a
I'm
lot of
just
people.
amused by the whole thing.
There's a lot of people pissed off that Bad Company isn't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, a
Oh my
lot of
God,
people.
yeah, that was one of
I hear it all
that
the
was one
time.
of Ronnie's great bands, man.
Yeah.
His favorite band really was with Paul Rogers. Yeah, it really was. I still remember when we did a show with Bad Company in Pittsburgh.
And he was at Gary's funeral,
Yeah, he was.
and you got to see him, but I don't think you recognized him or something.
I didn't know who it was. He got up there and was giving his speech, and I didn't know who it was. I was all the way in the back of the thing, though. I was standing out there with Artemis, me and
But
Artemis.
you got your picture taken with him like Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I was in the background. But found something funny on cousin Figel sent me a thing today about the Allman Brothers house in Macon, Georgia, and they turned it into a museum. And the guy said that he had a
Pedal steel.
Fender pedal steel guitar that belonged to young Ronnie Van Zant, and I was taken back by that statement. Yeah, I can't imagine Ronnie having a pedal.
Yeah, why would
steel.
Ronnie have a pedal steel?
Yeah, we'll have to ask Gene about that one. I don't know
Yeah, when I see him Friday,
how
I'll
that
ask
came,
him.
how that came about. Yeah.
Yeah, a little strange.
So
Ronnie
what
didn't
else?
play.
What else we got going on then?
Well,
We got a guest come. We got some more guests coming on here pretty soon.
yeah,
too.
we got.
And we need to get Pops back. Hey, Pops, if you're watching this, give Griff a call or whatever. I'll have to have Griff call you or something.
I got to call up Todd Howard. I got to call him up, and he was suffering from a cold there, and now I got the cold. And yeah, anybody who's called me recently or sent me a text and I haven't answered you back is because I've been kind of sleeping a lot. So I'll give him a call and see how he's doing. That guy's a great singer, guitarist, keyboard player. I mean, he's going to be interesting. He's got some cool stories. Played with a lot of major bands: Frampton, Heart, Kiss. I mean, on and on and on. And he knows Gene Simmons real well, so I'm sure he's got a lot of great stories. But sometimes, we try to get guests on here and then it never happens. So I don't want to. I mean, I think he'll come on for sure. But I mean, I know TP is the one who got me hooked up with him, so I'm sure that'll happen. But and then we got
guests. We got a bunch of subscribers or watchers or whatever that are want make an appearance on the Stone Roadie show. Lori Shoemaker, I got word today she wants to come on and talk about some stuff. So we'll have to get a little segment where we'll take 10 minutes and call people and just chat with them.
Yeah, we could do something like that. Or you could host the Stone Roadie show and Griff will take a vacation.
yeah.
You can co-host to the Stone Roadie and Griff will take a vacation.
Yeah, yeah, we'll take auditions for a co-host. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're going to find out it's not as easy as you think it is. But it's not that bad, really. Especially, you just have a conversation with Craig, just like you're talking on the phone, and that's basically all we do.
I was told last week that I need to find a co-host from the 70s, you know, somebody was around back then, and I go, like who? Everybody's dead,
Yeah.
There's nobody around anymore, God, that's 50 years ago. My God, you'd have to be, yeah.
I'm from the
But if you're out
70s,
there,
but I
let me
wasn't
know.
but I wasn't
Somebody was-
around the band. I got to see them 2 concerts before they got in the plane crash, which was really cool. Yeah. But yeah, that's great. We got a lot of, and we got I was talking to Gene Odom today, and he's got somebody who's getting ready to do a documentary. I don't want to go too much into that, but the guy is going to do a documentary, and he wants to come on the podcast. So more to come on that um, as it unfolds. But in the meantime, we got all of our comments and questions that we normally get. If you want to go ahead and go over those, Craig, and then
Yeah, we got a bunch
uh,
of them concerning our adequacy to do a podcast. I saw we had a lot of comments on that.
yeah,
Yeah, people said a lot of people said that they thought you and I worked well together.
yeah, a couple of burnouts, rocket scientist and a stone roadie. I mean, that's a kind of a contrast. And then you got, Kathy Godsey, the school teacher.
Yeah, school teacher.
So, all right, well, Craig, we'll jump into
Yeah,
these
let's
comments.
rock. Yeah.
Yeah, let's rock. We got old crazy Kimmy is back. And I think she was a little offended by that Eminem ass picture that we were talking about. Well, that thing you posted on Facebook.
Oh yeah, the M&M butt. Yeah, with
Yeah, the lady had a
the
peanut
crunchy-
M&M shorts on, and it was all lumpy.
Them
And
were
oh,
peanut M&Ms. Them was crunchy M&Ms.
and crazy Kimmy says, no one is going to have a nice butt after a while. I'm waiting. It's not with my lumpy butt. I'm a girl, damn it. That shit's not funny. Craig.
Oh God.
Well, Kimmy, if we haven't seen your butt or anything, but you could send a picture of your butt to Craig Reed at the Stoned Roadie Show at gmail.com, and we'll post it up there, and we can
No, not
we
the
can,
Stoned Roadie show, just the Stoned
Oh,
Roadie.
yeah, the Stoned Roadie at
The
gmail.com.
Stoned Roadie at
Yeah.
gmail.com.
Keep me straight there, Craig, because I don't want them sending to the wrong. Because
Yeah,
they'll say
we've been
that's
messing
the
that
wrong
up, yeah.
address.
The Stoned Roadie at gmail.com.
Yeah, the Stoned Roadie at gmail.com. Yeah, send us a picture there, crazy Kimmy. And yeah, that shit's not funny, Craig. Let me see. Oh, yeah, this guy, Mike Neighbors, he says, I noticed your views are better on the evening shows. Maybe you should go back to that.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
the reason that is because there's only one show to watch. So there's going to be more people looking at it. If you spread out 3 shows, there's going to be, if you add up all 3 shows, it's going to top the one show. So I have to argue with that there, Mike Neighbors. But, we could go back to the one show.
We
Yeah.
kind of looked at some demographics and it said you're more successful the more shows you put out a week. So
Yeah.
we kind of went in that direction, because we'd like to make this successful and be able to, I'm just amused, but I don't know. I'd like to I'd like to think I could do something like this and make a success out of it, you know.
Yeah, and then we need to take a look at the Patreon, which is a different way. We haven't really jumped into the analytics of and really how you make a successful podcast with YouTube. We just kind of like are out there doing it. We don't really have a lot of time to do anything. So if anybody is a YouTube expert and they know how to get your subscriptions up without changing the content, which I've heard people say you need to get, on other podcasts and things like that. And I agree with that. If we can partner with other podcasts and become guests on other podcasts, that's a way to do it. People, especially people that have high subscriptions. So,
Yeah, I'm just in this boat, just riding down the creek. I ain't really pointing it in no direction. It's just been kind of floating along, on its own.
yeah, but if you haven't
Choosing its
subscribed and you're watching, go ahead and subscribe because that's how the forgotten survivors get paid. So just hit that subscribe button for us, and that's going to help out all the plane crash survivors that are getting up there in age and they need help, and that's what we're kind of doing it for. And I know there's a lot of skin information too that we want to get out of Craig's brain. So another person asks, did Ronnie know Dale Krantz? That's a good question.
I think they met a couple times because she was the backup singer for 38.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't think they were close or nothing. I don't think they knew each other well.
Yeah. Huh. Well, yeah, I'd kind of think that he would. He would have known Dale Krantz, I think, probably. Okay.
I don't remember her from back in the old days. I don't remember her being a backup singer.
Oh no. Yeah.
So, no.
Then this person F69 says, this is a good one here. This is kind of pinging on you a little bit, Craig. Here says, Craig, you say deodorant with aluminum is bad, but freebase is okay.
No, I didn't say that.
No, you said that people are wearing or they're putting deodorant on with aluminum and that's bad for you. And he's saying, well, he's freebase and he thinks that's okay.
Well, I haven't done that for my God, it's been a long time.
I don't think
1980s. Yeah, the 80, yeah, no, God, 83, 84. Yeah,
and that's what you guys were doing when the Ross
40
and
years.
Collins.
I haven't done that for 40 years. Yeah, back when Richard Pryor did it. My God.
Isn't that what you guys were doing when Alan and Gary were fighting and Rossi and Collins broke up?
Yeah. It's 1983.
Yeah, that's what he's
Yeah, it's
talking
40
about.
years ago.
Yeah, so they were out there and they were fist fighting and they go, well, let's go back and get another hit.
Yeah.
And then we'll come out and finish this.
Yeah.
Were they all bloodied up or anything when they came back in?
No.
They were probably out there falling down, swinging at each other.
No.
But it was definitely a real fight because.
Yeah.
But did they ever make up?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Well,
They left and then they were supposed to put that
when the tribute band came back out, they wheeled Alan out on stage. I'm sure Gary.
Yeah, he had just gone and that accident of his just had happened. Not very.
Were they talking with, like, whenever Gary was backstage.
I never was around when they spoke. I never was.
Wow, that's interesting. So they may have never made up, huh?
When they wheeled Alan out on stage at that first show, that was kind of like the first time that Gary and Alan had seen each other for a while, as far as I know. You know, yeah.
Okay.
I think it was the first time, as a matter of fact.
Moving right along, John Afferty, Griff, keep extracting skim-formation from Craig. This is Skynyrd history that will be forgotten forever if not documented. So yeah, we've already had some.
Well, it'll be up on the internet forever. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we just had a few more nuggets break loose. Since we started this podcast this evening, we had a few more nuggets roll out. So yeah, and then we got Dave the Disciple. He likes to write in every now and then, and he he says heavy marijuana use, and I've got a shirt that he sent me, and this is hilarious. He's Gene Odom, he's the one who came up with that heavy marijuana use. And can you see that, Craig?
Oh yeah, heavy marijuana. Yeah, I've heard that saying a few times.
Yeah, because old Gene we'll be at some event, and Craig will be up there jibber jabbing, and you'll see Gene kind of circling around the stage like a shark, and he'll just Gene will slither up on the stage, and then he'll jump and grab the microphone out of Craig's hand, and he'll go, "This is what 50 years of heavy marijuana use will do for you." Yeah, and then he gave me a couple other shirts here too. He's always sending cool stuff. And he says he can make this stuff up and give it away. Here's a Bad Company shirt that he sent me. Right there. And then he sent another shirt, which is, I think this is my favorite right here. I mean, I do like the heavy, but supportsurvivors.net. So thank you for that there, Dave the Disciple. And yeah, we'll have to get you to kick some of those things out so we can start giving them away. But if people aren't going to be claiming their prizes, that's kind of got me bothered,
Yeah, you got to watch the podcast to.
I mean, we don't want to give stuff away and then have to send the Gestapo out to come get you.
I showed these last week, and Dave saw them, but these are big. These are a foot wide and 18 inches long, and
yeah, we get some smaller ones of those. And
yeah, so I told him. He said he'd get a bunch of these. I said probably be better if they were just 8.5 by 11, regular office size, paper size. They don't need to be this big. So he said he'd get some of those out to me,
and then we'll mail them.
I guess we can mail. Yeah, they'd be easier to mail if they're.
And we'll send a bunch of them to like Mark Howard and Mark Frank and Paul Welch and maybe Leslie.
I'm gonna send some to Clayton Johnson. I think he'll sign some for me.
Yeah,
he's a plane crash survivor. Yeah, those would be rare to get him, and then if we can get Kevin to sign some, get him and Kevin to sign some, that would be really rare.
Yeah, and then
have those two on there, and then Steve Lawler and Mark Howard, Mark Frank, Paul Welsh, Gene Odom, Leslie.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could get I forget his name. Whatever. God, I can't remember.
Paul Welch?
No, Paul Wells. No, the guy that worked for Shoko. Jim Brace. Jim
Oh,
Brace.
Jim
Jim
Brace.
Brace. Yeah, Steve said he was a little hard to get a hold of. I doubt we could get him to sign them, and be nice if we could get that cameraman to sign them too. I forget his name too, but yeah, get up. I heard he's still alive. Be
Yeah,
nice
maybe
to
we
get as
could
many.
maybe we could get them all
That'd be.
together, get like about 20 of them, and then and then you and I'll have an auction, maybe and do an appearance, and we can have people show up, bring a tribute band out, and then just auction them off. I think
Yeah, we could never get all those people to get signed on one. We'd be lucky to get Kevin and Clayton and Steve Lawler and all the other ones on there, you know.
Yeah.
I think there's probably a dozen of us, you know. I think there's 11 of us still alive since Kenny Peden died. That'd be almost impossible to get us all on there, though. But we'll try our best.
I have to talk to Brandon Campbell, who, by the way, Brandon Campbell said he'd like to come on the podcast too, and he's got some cool stuff to talk about. So that's another guest that we got scheduled to come on. So back to the comments. User says he was living in St. Augustine in '79 and found a bale of weed on the beach. It was molded and salty, but they managed to trade a smaller amount of some good red bud for that whole bale of the seaweed. So yeah, I remember some people had some of that weed that they found in the water, and I remember smelling.
There was a lot of it back in.
Yeah. And they were actually arresting people that they found out had some of that stuff. And I mean, that'd be a bad way to get arrested for some moldy weed that you couldn't even do anything with. But I imagine
it was washing up on shore. It was just in
Yeah.
Fernandina. It was bales of it were washing up on shore.
Yeah, there's some pretty cool stories like about this guy named Toch Brown who grew up down in the Keys, and he used to smuggle weed, and he never got caught. And then I think the DEA hired him to work for him as far as figuring out how to catch these people. Yeah, Toch Brown. That guy is really cool. He's got some great YouTube. He used to make a boat out of one sheet of plywood, and he would go out in these little tiny tide pools in the drought season, and he would catch these 14-foot gators. And then when he was running low on money, he would smuggle weed in. Really cool YouTube stuff there with Toch Brown. I know a guy who actually knew him. He said he was one heck of a the Florida redneck, true Florida redneck. Then Joe Mueller says he had to give up weed back when he was 17 because he had a bad experience where he smoked some weed before school and he had an out-of-body experience. I remember when I worked at the aircraft plant, this guy, he went out and smoked some weed with a friend of mine, and at lunchtime, and he came back in, and he got so stoned, he thought he was having a heart attack, and he went into the medical facility at the plant and told him that he smoked some weed, and he thought he was having a heart attack, and they said, "Oh, okay," and then they fired him.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the guy, he was doing fine, had a good job 1 minute. The next minute, he went and smoked some weed and came back and had a bad trip and told on himself. So, yeah, Yeah, there, Joe. I know, man. I know. That kind of stuff happens. You just got a hold of some good weed, right, Craig? That was good. That was some indie couch, right?
I ain't never had none of that before. No.
I don't remember back in the 70s anybody talking about sativa or indica. It was just weed. Did you ever hear of sativa or
No,
indica?
no,
It was
no, I
just,
never. No, they didn't have. I don't know.
yeah,
There's a name. There's all kind. They've had a few people try to get a stoned roadie strain going. So get somebody that have the stoned roadie strain of weed growing. Yeah.
well, you know how they got these people that are wine tasters. Why couldn't you be a weed taster? I
Maybe.
mean, you do have the clout for it. You could go around to these different grow houses and do samples and you could say, yeah, yeah, I like this one or I like this one or that one. And
My
yeah,
dad could have figured that out. My dad was a forester down in West Virginia before he come up to Akron. He could graft stuff and stuff. I don't have that kind of wisdom, but yeah, my dad could have done it. He could have done that.
oh my God, if he would have been born a little
Yeah,
later, he'd have,
it'd
he'd
be
have been
great if I could
dangerous.
figure out how to mix seeds together and come up with my own strain, the Stone Roadies.
I swear now this weed nowadays, if you have weed in your car in a bag, you can smell it. Back then you couldn't
Oh
smell
yeah.
it. It smells like skunk now. And back then you couldn't smell like if you had some weed in your glove
Oh
box, you
man,
couldn't
yeah.
smell it. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on with that weed, why it stinks
Yeah, if you got a
nowadays.
joint in your pocket, you can smell it,
Yeah, but it wasn't
Yeah.
like that back then.
Oh, uh-uh.
I don't understand that. It's
No, you can smell it.
I think because remember back in the day they used to have what they called skunk weed, and it was stunk real bad.
Oh
I think that's what they did. They kind of because I think that skunk weed didn't have seeds in it, and they kind of like blended it with that skunk weed to get rid of the seeds. Because nowadays weed doesn't have seeds in it unless it's homegrown. So I'm told.
When
I
I
mean,
worked for the union, the state union, I was accused of smelling like weed a couple of times.
and I remember when I was in high school, my buddy and I, we had just scored on some really good weed, and it was like some of this Gainesville green. It had like red hairs in it, and it was back in the day. It had that homegrown stuff had like a really good smell to it, and we got pulled over by some cops, and they had long hair and everything, and they said, "We smell weed. What do you? Let's see your weed," And so we got the weed out, and we thought we were going to jail, and we could hear them outside going, "Man, look at this. This is some good looking weed." And then they took and they go, "Okay, we're going to confiscate this weed and we're going to let you go, but we better not ever catch you out here again." And I know they just wanted to go smoke it. It's what they wanted to do. Now, if it would have been some shit weed, I think we'd have gone to jail, but so it pays to have good weed, I would say. Okay, wheelchair Chuck. He says geoengineering. Better wake up, folks. Anything they can do to disrupt the conservative state. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now, with the food. I mean, I was looking at all the cereals that they've got that bioengineered. Just about every box of cereal has bioengineered ingredients in it now, and all the canned vegetables bioengineered.
Campbell's, I just saw where everything Campbell's is bioengineered
Yeah.
now. Everything.
So that means it's man-made crap, and who knows what's in it. Um, I don't know, man. It's kind of scary. I know a lot of people are eating it, and not worrying about it, but I think I'd be worried about. I don't eat any of it if it says bioengineered on there. And my God, I mean, I wouldn't even think about eating a Big Mac. That's just.
No. Yeah,
I actually think.
I watched something about the meat they were saying when they were making for hamburgers. It's all processed and stuff. It's
Well, the ground beef nowadays, they say, is it could be hundreds of different cows all mixed together. Well, back in the day, it was just one cow that was ground up. Now they've got like hundreds of different cows in one little package of ground beef. So you could have some mad cow in there, who knows what's in there. You could have even some of these people that these liberals are bumping off that work for Boeing ground up in there. Huh, Craig?
yeah, they showed that on TV the other day. Yeah, they ran that the guy was walking across the street and there was a car sitting there and just run him over. The guy from Boeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
man.
well, it's the same people that killed, Gus Grissom and JFK and Marilyn Monroe and
Yeah.
it's the same people that are conducting the puppet strings for Crazy Joe and the Ho.
Yeah, they're saying that
same people that
that capsule that Gus Grissom burned up in, he was getting ready to sing like a canary on that whole moon landing thing, and they said,
they wanted him to. He
yeah,
said
they
we
got,
can't do it. We're gonna fake it or whatever. And he said, I'll tell. And they killed him.
yeah. So they feel
Supposedly,
that
I don't know.
allegedly,
Allegedly, yeah. God,
yeah,
it's
yeah, just to cover.
they can they yeah.
If Craig and I get ran over by a car or something,
Well, there's a lot of people saying this. Russell Brand
yeah, Joe
and what's
Rogan.
it? Joe Rogan, and God, there's a lot of people saying all this stuff. It's not just, but
And then Wheelchair Chuck says, stop trying to figure out why people love the podcast and just accept it.
yeah, yeah. We're just kind of rolling with it. I don't know. Something's telling me to do these things. That's just it. Something's telling me that I should do this, and I'm doing it. And I don't know what the hell I'm doing it, but it seems to be working, and I'm just amused by the whole
Yeah, and then Cassie,
thing.
one of our
It's funny
subscribers.
it's funny. The whole world's a circus, and all of a sudden, I'm the world's most famous roadie ever since a dinosaur. I just find that amusing. I'll roll with that one. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cassie, one of our subscribers, says she loves the show. It's her most favorite podcast. Thank you, Cassie. We appreciate that, and all the hard work that we put into it, which is really not that hard. Yeah. And Susan McMaster says the reason she likes the podcast is that you don't rehearse, you're authentic, and that's why we love it. You have great information and tell it like it is. Thank you, Susan. We appreciate that.
I think it's funny. A lot of people say that they had Craig. You could ask him something. He don't know nothing. He just I don't remember. But then a lot of people say they like my honesty. If you don't know, it just I don't know. I don't remember.
That's true. If he don't know it, he'll say he ain't gonna make something up. But then every now and then he does know.
Sometimes I do. Like, hey, I remember that.
Yeah, or we'll get off onto another subject
You
where
never
something
know.
even better will come out.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, this guy here. his handle is KGUTH19, but or 819, and I call him KG the Truth. So that's your handle now, KGUTH819. We're going to call you KG the Truth. It says average girls get more validation than a B-listed male movie star on Facebook. This is why this is why girls walk around with their fat hanging out, wearing clown pants, and everyone says they look good when in reality they look like heaping piles of dung. Craig,
I couldn't have said it better myself. Oh God,
that's right up Craig's alley, man. You and Craig need to get.
He's
together.
A poet.
KG the Truth. We want to hear some more from you, KG the Truth.
Yeah, really. The truth will set you free.
This is why they walk around with their fat hanging out, wearing clown pants. Oh, okay. That's it. That was the last. That was the grand finale right there. I'm all done now, Craig. I don't have anything else.
God, we've been on like an hour and a half or so, man. We?
No, well, we were on for 45 minutes before we were really on.
Oh, oh yeah,
that's why.
You mean when I was going, what's wrong with your mom?
Yeah, Craig had his volume turned down, and I said, Craig, it's not me. And I had to call him on the phone. He goes, I'm telling you, there's something wrong with your rig. And I'm like, no, Craig. Oh, I see. My sound is down. Yeah, so it's an hour and 54 minutes. So it's about an hour. A little over an hour.
Well, I can hear myself in the headphones.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, yeah. So I guess we'll call it a wrap, and then Friday, we've got the drawing again. So what are we giving away on Friday, Craig?
The $1 million bill right here.
Yeah, and a coin.
Yeah, and a coin. Yeah.
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 So
and y'all that just got those stickers, we're all caught up with the stickers. I think everybody's got them. I don't think we missed anybody. If anybody was expecting to get a sticker, I didn't get no notification. I didn't get the, like Barney would say, I'm waiting for the official certification from the state. Remember that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the official certification.
And didn't Gary Rossington love some Andy Griffith?
Oh God, yeah, everybody did.
Yeah, all those guys and Skinner, they loved Andy Griffith's show.
Yeah, Mike Estes, yeah, we all did. Yeah,
Ed King, and all those guys.
Yeah.
I like that one where Barney was singing and he sounded like shit, and they kept turning him down, and he said, "You got to sing lower, Barney. It's coming out better." And then
he had that super duper microphone.
Yeah,
he got to be real soft,
and then you couldn't hear him at all, and that's perfect.
And then they had the guy with the bass voice come in.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Oh God. Okay. Well.
All righty. Stay tuned for the next one on Friday, and then we'll have the drawing again. So write in your comments, and anybody who wants their comment read on the podcast, write them in, and I'll pick out the best, most interesting ones, and like that last one. So all right, Craig. I guess that's all we got, man.
Yeah, and everybody gonna win one of these kazoos here, and I'm told not to sing anymore, so I'm gonna play it on the kazoo. What was the other one? Oh yeah. Later, Gator. Cut.